Greetings and welcome to Monster Legends, and another special feeding episode. This time we're going to be feeding a metal legendary I picked up at a recent event. And this is Octex, and he showed up with all his slots open, which is such a wonderful thing. He's so welcome now. I hope I have somewhere to put him. Starting to run out of space. Getting a lot of legendaries these days. Not complaining though. Alright, so let's hope he's got some place. Yeah, we have a place for him. We have a place for him right here. Okay, that seems like a very handy skill. He's got a gun, he shoots things, but he can call in airstrikes. Not bad at all. Alright, so, where is he now? There is Javi! I'm going to resist the urge to call him Javi. Anyway, he is a legendary. He's metal, if you couldn't tell, because he's got a lot of metal going here. He is hardened. He's hardened to 20%, which isn't too bad, which means he can resist any effect. 20% chance, 1 in 5, which can be very useful sometimes. Powerful, he's got the power going. And he's not too slow, but I do believe, given what we've seen already, and the weapon he seems to be carrying in his hand, he's probably going to be a damage dealer. And that's not a bad thing. Octex is an elite soldier in the army of Octlia, the most feared empire of the galaxy. They usually cover their faces because their appearance is considered ugly by the rest of the galaxy, but Octex shows his proudly. Okay, if they're the most feared, why would they hide their faces? You know, I mean, if you're going to go with being feared, ugly seems to help with that. I mean, at least if it's their interpretation of ugly. If those who fear you think you're ugly, you know, it kind of helps. You know, it's like, oh, I fear you. Oh, you're so beautiful. I don't fear you anymore. No, ugly helps. Use it, man. Use it. Let's take a look at some of these skills here. Okay, Octex Bash, low physical, and then Plasma Strike, low metal. And of course, we saw him calling some kind of a strike here, so it's his special skill, Eradication Code. Okay, Eradication Code deals very heavy metal damage to all enemies, may magnetize all targets, may burn all targets. Okay, I'm guessing it magnetizes after you hit him. Too bad you can't do it first. You know, that'd be kind of cool. But, alright, that seems like a pretty good one right there. Lots of stuff going on there. So I'm sure he's got the skills to back it up. And the only way we're going to find out about that is to feed him up. So let's get going. Of course, we need to get him to his first form. There we go. Oh, his second form, I should say. His second form. Okay, he's got, like, armor all around. He's still got that handgun there. And he's got the tech. He's got the tech. We saw him use that to call in that airstrike from space. So he's getting it ready. So let's go and let's start seeing some skills. All right. Level 7. Soldier of Fortune. Deals moderate metal damage. Gains precision. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. No cooldown on that. Okay, that's good. It's a good start. It's a good start. Maybe he's going to be buffing himself. That's not too bad. All right. Let's get to level 10 in his next skill. Octex Assault. Deals moderate special damage, 50% chance of burning. Alrighty. He's going to be burning too. Buffing himself and burning. It's a good thing. For you, not for your enemies. Okay. Level 15. Plasma Shoots. Deals moderate metal damage, 50% chance of magnetizing. These are looking very that looks very similar. You will either want them burned or magnetized. What about this one? Yeah, they all seem to have the same stats. They just have see, this one here gains precision. This is a good thing. These other ones are 50% at the moment, but they're single target attacks with the same stats. So let's hope they mix it up a little bit. All right, we'll just put it there because that's a low metal. Not going to keep a low metal, right? Not going to keep a 50% either. All right, let's get to level 20. Octex Charge. Okay, deals heavy special damage, gains damage boost. Ooh. Okay, so I think I'll put it in for this one. I mean, precision is good, but it's a low hit. This is a heavy hit, and it's still zero cooldown on that. So, makes me think he's going to get bigger ones, though. They probably add a little bit of a cooldown, but he's probably going to get bigger hits. So, And this will give him his final form as soon as we get to level 25. Magnetic Plasma. Deals low metal damage to all enemies, may magnetize all targets. I can see how that would be very useful if he can follow up on that. Know what I mean? Let's see. Take that out because after all, it's a 50%. We're not keeping 50%. No, we're not. No. No way. Okay, there he is. His final form. Lots. His gun requires 2 hands now because it's like a rifle, not a little pistol anymore. And he's still got his tech. Maybe he's got a cloaking device too. Of course, we won't see it. Anyway, let's go to level 30. More stuff. Space Army. Deals heavy metal damage, may burn. Alright, that's an upgrade of the one we just replaced. And it's still 0 cooldown. Alright, let's take a look. Put it in for this. We'll put it in for this. We'll have a better idea once we see all his skills, what he's got, and what we're going to keep. And work out how his strategy is going to work. Right, Ravi? I don't think I'll keep that one. And level 35. Plasma Rain. Deals moderate metal damage to all enemies. Okay, it's got a cooldown on it, but that's not a problem. If you use the magnetic plasma first and then follow with this one, you could do some serious damage. Alright. I guess I'll put it there. There's no reason not to. There's no reason not to put it there. No reason not to put it there. If he gets something that's really good, it's time to move it around. It's time to move it around. Anyway, let's go to level 40. Soldier of Misfortune. Deals heavy metal damage, may make target bleed. Alright, bleeding! Where did that come from? Burning or bleeding? I kind of like bleeding. But I mean, I think that they're similar. You know what it is? There's more creatures. Actually, is there a creature that's resistant to bleeding? I can't think of one. But there's plenty that are resistant to burning. Yeah, I'm going to take the bleeding one. Because I can't think of one at the moment that's immune to bleeding. Not even robots. I guess they leak oil or something like that. Alright, so we're going to keep that one. We'll take the burning off the table. I think bleeding is a little better, but you know what? Again, it's a matter of being immune. There are lots of creatures that are immune to burning. So, anyway, level 40. So let's get to level 45. Space Army. Okay, that's the one we just got rid of. The burning one. Level 50. Octex Force deals heavy special damage, gains precision, recovered. Okay. That's got no cooldown. Alright, so this is the question now. I mean, a damage boost is really good. But I mean, getting precision and then getting stamina back later in a fight, that could be very, very useful. That way he doesn't have to charge. Assuming he's got the 31 left. You know, I have lots of guys who do group damage buffs. He doesn't have to buff himself. You know, I think I'm going to take this one. I would take it even if the precision wasn't there, just because gaining 40% stamina back is pretty cool, and throwing in the precision just kind of seals the deal. You know what it is? Because there are more other guys who can do damage buffs than precision, even though I have a couple who do both. So, I am going to take the new one. I'm going to take the new one. I can see, because I would see using the one that magnetizes the group first, and then I can see using the group one in the front, and then maybe coming back with that one to get some stamina back, or maybe using the bleeding one and use that one fourth. So I could see that happening. I could see a situation where that would be very useful. Alright, so that's level 50. We got 2 more shots left. I don't know if there are any more skills. I'd like to think there are, but I guess we're going to find out. Level 55. Okay, though you've seen that one. Yeah, we've seen that one. Yeah, he's got a wealth of skills, so you just have to pick what's good for you. Alright, we I got some gems or something? What did I get for that? Okay, it just said 99, and then it was gone. I don't know what was going on with that. That's the other one we got rid of. That's the other one we got rid of. So I'm pretty sure we've seen everything. We'll just do a quick check here. Space Army. Wait a minute. Available. Charge. Soldier Fortune. Yeah, we've seen everything. Alright, so he is a damage dealer. Absolutely damage dealer. Absolutely damage dealer. So let's take a look at the skills, because they're not too bad. They're not too bad at all. Alright, we got this first one. These are the ones that I chose. Plasma Rain. Deals moderate metal damage to all enemies. Requires cooldown. The gauge is just almost too heavy. So it can be a little hard to judge sometimes because the gauge can be wrong. It's probably right though. We're going to have to test it. Anyway, this is a good solid metal hit. In conjunction with his last skill, it could be doing a lot better. Alright, let's look at this one. Soldier of Misfortune. Deals heavy metal damage. May make target bleed. Chose this one over the burning one because, as I said, a lot of creatures are immune to burning. I can't think of anybody that is immune to bleeding. Obviously, if something is hardened, then there's a chance he may resist any effect. But I mean, when you're talking about straight immunity, bleeding, I've had the choice, I'll go with the bleeding. The bleeding is pretty good. Alright, so this one right here. Deals heavy special damage, gains precision, recovers 40% of stamina. Now, you wouldn't lead with this one. You wouldn't lead this one, even though the precision is a good thing, because you really want the stamina recovery. Now, later in a fight, if you go into like the third or maybe even the fourth attack, you may have to hit the charge. Well, here, you may not have to hit the charge if you have 31 stamina left. So that can be very useful indeed. All right, and then we have this one, Magnetic Plasma. This is the one that could make the first one really good. This is deals low metal damage to all enemies, may magnetize all targets. And that's a 3-round cooldown. The first one's a 3-round cooldown too, right? All right. So if your team has used denial on the other guys, whether it's possession or freezing or taking the stamina away, you can have the opportunity to do this and then follow up with this one and do a lot more damage. And of course, this one here is another metal hit. So yeah, if they're magnetized, you're still going to do even more damage to them. And with a good team and a good combo going, he could be very good. Definitely damage on him. Definitely damage on him. His power ends up being pretty nice. Speed is not too bad. Speed's not too bad. Considering the fact that you want him to actually magnetize, you might want to consider a speed, but at least 2 damages. Maybe even 3. It really depends upon the team you have him with. If you have a team that has good denial, say like a Frostbite or something like that, where it might actually take the guys out for 2 rounds, then you don't really need the speed. You don't really need the speed. It really depends on how you're going to use him. Absolute minimum, though, 2 damages, because he is a damage dealer. And if he gets it magnetized down and gets back to the first skill, he's going to do a lot of damage. And then follow up with that second one that does the bleeding, and then come back with the other one, which is still a good hit, but it gives him precision and refills his stamina so he can keep attacking. That's some good stuff right there. And I see he's got good money revenue generation, which is not too bad at all. Anyway, this is Octex. He's metal. He's a good damage dealer. I can't wait to start testing with him. Should be fun. So anyway, thank you very much for your attention. I really appreciate it. And play games because games are fun. See ya!